and gentlemen, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
RenderForest.com.
Alright guys, here's the next video. I'm going to do an assembly. I'm going to try and do the entire assembly on one video just to keep everything kind of organized a little bit better. So I'm going to open my title. Alright, what we're going to draw is called a gravity center punch. If you've ever used like a slide hammer, it's kind of the same thing. For title, I'm going to call it GCP Gravity Center Punch 1. To my date. I think this is drawing 20, I'm guessing. Do save as GCP 1. Basically, you're going to draw the different parts, and then you're going to put everything together in one assembly. There's 3 parts that make this up. Let me go back to model here. Alright. Starting out, I'm going to start with the long punch, part of the center punch. So I'm going to start with a center line overall length, which is 5.5. Now I'm going to start on this side, kind of work my way to the right. Alright, the diameter is 0.188. So I'm just going to draw a line that size, grab it by its midpoint, put it on the end there. Alright, that diameter goes in 0.75. 0.188. Back out. Now the front has a point to it. It tells me that it is 60 degrees from straight down. So straight down is 90, 60 is going to be 30. I'm going to line up, hit tab, 30 degrees, hit enter. Once I have one, I'm just going to mirror it to the other side. Front I can delete. I'm going to trim here, 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 here. That creates an edge I'll be able to see. Alright, next section, angles up. It doesn't tell me the width of it, it just tells me the angle and then the next diameter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an angled line. The angle it tells me it's 75 from vertical, so 75 this way, so that would be 15. I'm going to make it nice and long, tab 15. Once I have one side, mirror it to the other. So I have the angle, I don't know the distance, but I do know the next diameter. So if I do offset, next diameter is a ½ inch. So if my distance is 0.25, I'm going to set the center, offset the center line up, the center line down. Where that meets up is where the angle section stops. So this comes over 0.375, down, over, up. I can get rid of those. I'm going to trim the extra angled section. Alright, so this front head of the punch is all done. The body here, the diameter of it is 1/4 inch. So I'm going to do offset, or yeah, I'll do it right down the other side. 0.25. Grab it, put it on. Take that the whole way over. Alright, now, this is our first instance of threads. Alright, the first number is basically the diameter. Everything else for right now you don't have to worry about. If I come in, offset 0.313, this line this way. Alright, from here over is where a groove and the threads are going to be. There's different ways of showing threads. We're going to show them the simplified way. But first, I'm going to do the relief groove. So I do offset 1/16, offset this over, and then offset this down, and this one up. A whole bunch of stuff to trim. I'm just going to select all of this. Trim there, 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 and there. So that's my 16th by 16th relief groove. This little nub on the end is where I'm going to have the simplified threads. Simplified just means it's not showing all the detail. Doesn't have all the curves, the pitch, the angle, thread per inch, all that stuff. So for simplified, distance is going to be 1/16. I'm going to offset this line over 3 times, top down, bottom up. I'm going to use these to trim the other lines. Basically, every other line is going to be trimmed to 1/16 in. That's just kind of representing the widest part of the threads and then the skinniest part of the threads. So that's simplified view what it looks like. And this one's all done. For the side view, if I do center radius, line up, if I bring this corner over, this is kind of the quick, easy, dirty way of getting the diameters. Let me make sure I got that one right point. There. Alright, so from this side, I would see this diameter is this circle. I'll see this diameter is this circle. And this would all be hidden. And this is just kind of a cheater's way of not having to type it in. And that's pretty much it. Let me add in my couple of dimensions. 5.5, 0.75, 375, 313. Have my diameter. I'll label the other one here. This is this diameter. Let me go back to there. I'll do there like that. For the relief groove, I'm going to do leader. Click somewhere here to place it. 1/16, 1/16. the leaf groove. Don't worry about labeling the threads. As long as you have the diameter of them labeled, that'll work for me. So this is part 1. Let me save it. And I'm going to delete, save as part 2. Alright, just saves me a little time. Next part, that was kind of the most involved, complicated one. They are easier after this. Alright, next part is going to be the hammer, the part that's going to slide back and forth. I'm going to start it same way. I'm going to start a center line for the overall length, 1.25. Excuse me. The right side here has a diameter of 1 inch. So I'm going to go up a ½ inch. It's not that full 1 inch diameter. The whole way. Right, on this side, that's a diameter of a ½ inch. So if I'm doing 1/2 of it, I'm going to go up a quarter, 0.25, and then it tells me the angle again. This time it's from horizontal. It tells me it's 30, so it's actually 30. Tab 30. Mag line down. Trim this. Trim here. This I can just delete. Alright, so kind of basic shape. There are 2 smooth spots here. They're an 1/8 inch wide. So I'm going to do offset 1/8. Offset this here. This one in. And last thing is this corner here. I'm going to chamfer it. So instead of rounding it over with a fillet, I click on this arrow. Chamfer is just a straight cut, just bevels the edge. If I do that, I'm going to do I'll do angle. Alright, as for the first length, 1/32. Then as for the angle, 45. Look here, look here. It cuts it on the angle. That creates an edge. Bring that down. Top half is all done. So I'm going to take it, use mirror, click along that center line, hit enter. And I have, except for the hidden lines, my front view. Let me do start the side, line up the center, bring the top over, bring this diameter over. And the inside one on the paper, it tells me it is a diameter of 0.257. And what I can do is change this to hidden, top line, top, bottom, bottom. Then besides dimensions, I'm going to add in knurling. It tells me it's a diamond knurl. So the pattern I'm going to do is 37. And there. All done. Let me add in my dimensions. These are going to end up looking large. Something went off on mine. But, I goofed on something. Alright, so let me check these lengths. I double click. Length is 1.25, that's right. That means something is on an angle or not touching. Alright, let me pause this and figure out my problem. Alright, I found my problem was it's not magically right. It's still, if I do it right, this front is on a slight angle. That is why it's coming up small. So let me I'll just delete it and draw a new one. That's gonna adjust those a little bit. So I just wasn't aligned perfectly here. So 0.25. Tab 30. Object, trim. I'll have to fix that and that and hatching there. Alright, it's not touching. So here's another command kind of off the cuff I haven't shown you guys. Extend. I click on this is my border, hit enter, and click on this line. It will extend it until it hits that line. Now I can do trim that back. Take this line down, offset on 1/8, offset over, grab all this, mirror, that helps by use the center line. There we go, dimension 37, here, here. Alright, so all good. Let me add in a couple dimensions. That's showing up right now. Do 1/8 inch. Then 1/8 inch. Drag this out a little bit. That way it's not overlapping with the lines there. Angles. I'll do angular. Reference line. Pull it out. Move this down. Got back up that. Let me do my diameters. Here, here, and the inside. And last thing is the chamfer. Do a leader onto the chamfer. 1/32 by 45 degrees. Alright, so this one's all done. Save. Delete. Save as 3. Third part here. Back to the model. Alright, this part is super small and pretty simple. Center line, same. We'll be doing overall length 0.625. It is small, so I'm going to have to zoom in. Object, diameter is, I'll just do it on here. Diameter is 0.5, so I'm going to go up half of that, 0.25, 0.625, down 0.5, here and up. Alright, corners. All the corners are chamfered. So chamfer, angle, 1/32, 45, click and click, click. Alright, so I have all of them there. I'm going to start my side view, bring that top over. Nope, I'm doing it in diameter, radius. Bring the top over. Now, there's a second circle. The second circle is where the threads are. Tells me it's a number 7 drill, and it is 0.438 deep. A number 7 drill. Alright, I just wanted to pull up this chart. Drill size is number 7 drill. The diameter or decimal equivalent is 0.201. I come back over here. Diameter here, 0.201. That's the inside one. I'm going to take the top over. That goes 0.438 deep. 201, back out. The point on it here is a 60-degree point. We'll do tab 60, trim, mirror to both sides. Alright, so it's if I was making this, I take this size drill down, then I'm going to cut the threads, which are going to be bigger. The threads are 1/4 inch. So over here, it's going to be 0.25, pin line, and then here, they are going to, this is going to be a section view. I forgot to say that. The threads go in 0.375. 0.25, back out to trim the inside lines here. I'm going to do my section line down through, insert arrows up here, grab that one and copy it. Alright, in here, simplified threads. So I do offset 1/16. Fill it up, down and up. Use trim every other one. Get rid of these guidelines. I just use a trim. And there you have it. Let me add in my hatching here and here. Alright, from here it's just dimensions. Got my 0.5. My length 165. 1, 2 here. 1/32 by 5. 3. Both ends. Here. This one has depth, so I'm just going to label it like it is on the paper. Number 7, drill, 0.438 deep. I know it's run over, I'll move it then. 1/4 inch by 20. Then C 2B by 0.375 deep. There we go. So this is diameter, how far down the drill goes. For the threads, this first number is the biggest diameter threads. Next is thread per inch. Simplified doesn't matter. This is a type of thread. Again, simplified doesn't matter. And this is how deep the threads go. So that is this one. This is all 3 parts. I'll do the assembly on a second video just because this one's getting on the long side. It'll take forever to convert. Alright, good luck.